their majesties and their chief guests. And there you can see the King and the Queen in the front carriage, joined by the Marquis of Salisbury and the Marchioness. Marquis of Salisbury, who lives at Hatfield House in Hertfordshire, and 7 generations of his family have been politicians, either members of the House of Commons or Lords. In the second carriage, and all of us at Ascot join the rest of the world in congratulating the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, who today celebrate their 26th wedding anniversary. Yes, it was across Windsor Great Park in St George's Chapel that the then Bishop of Norwich, Peter Knott, pronounced them man and wife, and the King was one of the 2 best men at his brother's wedding. And of course, the Princess Royal and Vice Admiral Tim Lawrence need no introduction. And then the next generation of royals, represented by Princess Beatrice, one of the daughters of the Duke of York, and Edoardo Mapelli-Mozzi, her husband. Princess Zara Aga Khan sadly lost her father early this year, very much a lady involved in racing. And William Haggers, who masterminded that famous win for Desert Hero in the Royal Silks 2 years ago. All eyes then are on those Golden Gates in sun-kissed weather, and those green coats worn by the gatemen will be most certainly pretty hot. It's pretty hot for everyone, but what a sight this is as the Golden Gates are open. And there's a look at the first carriage, His Majesty the King and Her Majesty the Queen, and joined by the Marquess and Marchioness of Salisbury. He's Robert Gascoigne Cecil by name, and he's also Chancellor of the University of Hertfordshire, amongst many other roles. And a look at the royal outfit as well. They have more chances to be winning owners later this week. The royal family with horses declared for both tomorrow and also for Saturday. But now the great opportunity to enjoy the Berkshire sunshine at the head of this great summer spectacle. And this also, of course, is a great test in these conditions for the horses, but they will lack for nothing in terms of care and TLC. And something very nice, I'm sure, awaits them in the Royal Mews when they get back. Let's look at the second carriage. Friends, most certainly. And, of course, the Princess Royal alongside Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, who walked down the aisle as Sophie Rhys-Jones 26 years ago and married the Duke of Edinburgh, who's sitting alongside Vice Admiral Tim Lawrence, and everybody seeming to be in a wonderfully relaxed spirit. Of course, it has nothing to do with the weather, of course, but a great welcome already. This huge Ladies' Day crowd for the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, with the Princess Royal and Vice Admiral Sir Tim Lawrence. Into carriage 3, and the younger generation represented by Princess Beatrice. What a stunning outfit that is. And alongside her, Princess Zara Aga Khan, family steeped, of course, in racing. And Edoardo Mapelli-Mozzi, who's a designer, is Beatrice's husband, and in the carriage keeping them company, William Haggers, son-in-law of the late legendary Lester Piggott. And as I mentioned, his many successes here, including that Desert Hero victory 2 years ago, which really did bring the house down. People have been getting a early vantage points around this racecourse for some hours now to make sure they don't miss a moment of this. And the horses who were slightly on their toes, the two police outriders earlier in the week, now very much at their best. Look at all those coaches. Everybody's come to the football ground and whatever to enjoy their day at the races. And in the fourth carriage, we have Mike Tyndall and his wife, Zara, the Princess Royal's daughter. Mike, 75 caps for England, and of course a member of the 2003 England World Cup rugby winning team. And with him are William and Alison Parente, very much into the world of the artisan food, come from Nottinghamshire, and it's good to see them having made the journey south to be part of this great day. And I suspect for them it may well turn out to be a new experience. But the crowds are deep. Look at them all on the inside. And when we see shots from our cameras the other angle, you'll see just how enormous the crowd is here today. But this is very much in the shirt sleeve area. They've just come for a day out, and what a centerpiece to a day out to be able to watch this, which is now coming to the intersection of the courses. There you can see the village on the inside, just open for the first time this week, and about 8 or 9 deep they are, and they've been standing for some time, and huge crowds in the grandstand area. If it was Pud that they left behind, they hope it'll be waiting for them in 2 or 3, well, 20 minutes or so from now, when they can get back to it. So this is Ladies' Day, and this is Royal Ascot 2025. The waves and the selfies, so much part of this modern day festival, and so much one to look back on and to tell the children and the grandchildren, I was there when King Charles and Queen Camilla, at the head of the Landau procession, came to signal the start of day 3 of Royal Ascot. Almost immaculate, the distance between each Landau as well as you look at it. This is a well-rehearsed routine, and these Windsor Greys, well trained and well looked after. Now the flags are poised, because it's time to hear those great words and that great music. God Save the King, played by the band of the Household Cavalry. Pictures that tell 1,000 stories, all happy and even the guests trying to get a picture to remember their special day by as they come in the landauers that will now sweep down the line towards the winners' enclosure. This is the exit from the course, and 7 horses later today will go down that walk as winners. But right now, everybody is a winner. Pageantry and throughout the world, looking at Britain and seeing something really quite unique. A moment or two in the shade, which I'm sure will please the horses and their guests, but there is another big crowd awaiting them as they now turn left to head towards the area of the paddock cum winners enclosure, and they'll go the long way round to enable as many people as possible to get a close-up view. But as they do so, they'll come under one of the arches, and under the arches there are 2 boards. One of them is the honours board for the race we have here in July, namely the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth II stakes, and the other is the Gold Cup. Names like Yates, names in recent times like Kyprios written on that, and by this time tomorrow a new name will be written. Will it be Illinois? Will it be Trawlerman? Will it be a French raider? And here's the reception they're getting as they now turn these Windsor Greys and go the long way round the paddock. The bright colours everywhere, a lot of purple and mauve around today. And another look at the royal outfits. The Marquess and Marchioness of Salisbury with the seats of honour in the landau with the King and Queen. And as they go round, they go past the statue of the most successful of the Gold Cup winners, Yates. For years, he was a member of the Thou Shalt Not Pass club around here in the Gold Cup. But it's the memories like that that mean so much to this sport. And now we're waiting for the 2025 memories to be made. The landau with the royal couple making its way to a point right in front of the weighing room, which is the control room really of the meeting, where the jockeys have their room, the stewards have their room, and the medical facilities are for the participants. And Sir Francis Brooke, who is the chairman of Ascot and also His Majesty's representative, stands ready to lead the formal welcome. Queen Camilla so enthusiastic about everything connected with this. Is first out of the landau, the mauve hat of the Marchioness of Salisbury and His Majesty, shaking hands with Sir Francis Brooke. Many members of the royal family who've been in the procession today have been here earlier in the week, but have just been hiding slightly in a view. Just come and perhaps done a presentation. The King meeting members of the Ascot Board of Directors, whose responsibility under Sir Francis's chairmanship it is to run the race meeting. And one of the great things about this particular occasion is that if a senior member of staff has an anniversary or is retiring after a long service, they get their moment too, when they can greet the King and the Queen. But one thing's been sure this week, lovely relaxed mood, and it's come from the top. They'll linger a while, talk to their other guests, and then it'll be off to the Royal Box to watch the first race. But later, of course, the Gold Cup is one of two trophies that is traditionally given by the Sovereign. And he will be joined by his wife to make that presentation shortly after 4:20. Walking past the stewards there, Sean Parker, the chief steward, and now to talk, albeit briefly, I suspect, to several of the other guests, those who perhaps have come. There's William Haggis now been joined, the lady in yellow, what, 3 from the right in that shot. That is his wife, Maureen, daughter of the late great Lester Piggott. So the countdown continues towards the first race, the Norfolk Stakes, which kicks off Ladies' Day. A lot to look forward to, and for many, one of the big moments of the day has been and has gone. But the Royal Procession will return tomorrow. Right now we concentrate on today, and we concentrate on the opening race, and that is the Norfolk Stakes.